The last time there was conflict between countries, and for some reason people wanted me to give my perspective on it because they come to me for war advice for some reason, the best I could do was let you know that there's some weird bitch out there who has a mommy fetish for Putin. Because I know, unlike the rest of these people when it comes to real world activities that they have no control over, how to stay in my lane, because it's just that easy and it's just that simple. I don't have time to be sitting on pointless panels arguing about the conflicts of the world, knowing full well I have no part in that. I don't have time giving some generic statement that's a copy paste of somebody else's statement and then crying, bitching, and moaning when my audience doesn't like that stance. I'm me, and I know how to walk around certain avenues and keep things a little bit lighthearted. And if I have to be serious, I will be. So you know, if I'm speaking on a subject such as this, somebody said something very stupid.
If you've been on TikTok for the past couple of days and you've seen the overwhelming support that the Palestinians have received from the black community, and that reason is because the black community knows they are colonized as well. I mean, the comparison between the Palestinians and black people in America is just hard not to see. In fact, if you chose to add up every black person that was unalived by a police officer from 2017 to 2023, compare it to the amount of Israelis that died during the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the toll for black people is 5 times higher, and we're not even at war with anybody. Fanon once said, if you want to know who's the most colonized, look for the person who's the most policed. It's great to see how many black people agree with Palestine. But can we have that same energy here in the Americas for us right now? Can the great minds that we have for black people come together and create an organization that's going to start our revolution? Haji, black people can't agree. Shut the fuck up! I believe we have enough black people with a similar mindset for a black revolution. In fact, if you feel like you want a black revolution too, click the link in the bio and join the nation of black liberation. We're just gonna sit here and be like, damn, I support Palestine, or are we gonna do what Palestine do and de-fucking colonized? Peace.
I don't know how to break it to this young man who might be the same age as me, might be younger, might be older, and the ilk who he believes has the exact same mindset as him, but you negate the concept of everybody coming together when somebody gives you a reasonable response and you tell them to shut the fuck up.
Haji, black people can't agree. Shut the fuck up!
Not only that, you have it in your mind from your little American perspective where you tweet and record videos from legendary luxury items such as an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy or a Nokia and all these different things. You seemingly have it in your mind that you see something happening somewhere else in another country and you think for some reason that same level of animosity or hurt or decolonization.
Look at this, y'all. White people everywhere, bro. White people everywhere. Look at this, y'all. It's snowing out here. They all over the place, bro. They took over y'all area, bro. Look at this, y'all. They everywhere, bro. Damn, bro. Yo, it's not even winter yet, bro. These white people out here, bro. Look at this, bro. Look at this, y'all. Man, I don't care if a white man got more money than me. I'll still smack the shit out of him. I don't give a shit.
Can happen in America. What you did not acknowledge in that video is that the attempts have been made. The problem is the like-minded people like you who seem to think this hasn't existed ever did try to do that. And not only did they waste people's times, waste people's resources, waste people's money, steal people's money for their own luxury, such as a content creation house and a Biden inauguration party. None of those things help the black community or decolonize this evil white America. They also had to parade around select dead bodies to get other people, including you, same mindseted gullible bastards, to care about Black Lives Mattering, even though there are more black people dying at the hands of other circumstances than just the white cop who's named Bobby. The demand of defunding law enforcement becomes a central demand in how we actually get real accountability and justice, because it means we are reducing the ability of law enforcement to have resources that harm our communities. But I do think that the demand of defunding law enforcement becomes a central demand, and with that demand, it is not just about taking away money from the police, it's about reinvesting those dollars into black communities, communities that have been deeply divested from, communities that some have never felt the impact of having true resources, and so we have to reconsider what we're resourcing. I've been saying we have an economy of punishment over an economy of care.
So everybody is probably asking about abolition and what it is. Many of you remember the defund movement last summer. Well, a lot of the defund movement was actually a call for abolition. And to really put it simply, abolition is the getting rid of police, prisons and jails, surveillance, and courts. I know, sounds a little scary, but I promise you there is so much imagination.
Yes, there has been so much clarity for me, a questioning for me. I don't know if I have clarity or answers yet, but I'm like, wow, this doesn't seem safe for us. This 990 structure, this nonprofit system structure, this is like deeply unsafe. Like this is being literally weaponized against us, against the people we work with. I can't tell you how many people are like, am I next? Like, are they going to do this to me? So there's not a lot of, that's like, when you know this, you run an organization, like people's morale in an organization is so important.
Yes.
But if their organization and the people in it are being attacked and scrutinized at everything they do, that leads to deep burnout, that leads to deep like resistance and trauma. And so I think that other piece for me around, you know, what I think is important for people to understand is, and it's connected to this question, but there is a misinformation and disinformation effort to not just challenge Black Lives Matter and the organization, but it's an experiment. If they win, then it's the next Black-led organization.
Yes, it is.
And then it's the next Black-led organization. And it's the next Black person who's leading that. And so it's so important that we pay attention to what's happening and we don't allow for, they have this they know what they're doing, like how to create the infighting, how to create the distrust. We have to stop it. We have to stop it before they do it. We have to shut it down. We have to be showing up against it. And so that has been really important to me too, like taking the time to kind of stand back and watch it happening and being like, oh, this is how this works. Like we are literally the experiment right now.
Also, in case anyone didn't know, there's the moments in time where you see something on the news, you don't have full information about it, and you run to the hills thinking, all right, everybody, let's start fighting for our rights. We have the right to exist in this world without being harassed by the authoritative government of America. So let's fight back and let's change the world. By robbing the Nike store, by robbing the Apple store, by robbing GameStop, because yeah, we're gonna fight for our rights by stealing from areas, and then when those areas leave and no longer come back, or they go closer to the white people and you have to spend 20 to 30 minutes and wasting gas because you thought you were doing something great, actually backfired on your ass.
Everybody must eat! Everybody must eat! Everybody must eat!
But no. It's to decolonize. We must start killing random innocent white people because, yeah, Becky down the street is an asshole. Charles up the road, he was really mean to me. Oh, little Miss Montgomery, yeah, she was nice. She gave me a cookie one time, but she's white, so fuck her. And it's weird how there's this odd corner of white individuals, whether they be in America or in other countries, seemingly cool with it without realizing that if were to happen, they're out and they seemingly are just fine with that.
I can't stop thinking about the way that colonization is in its reckoning period across so much of West Africa and Central Africa. we're seeing coups and we're seeing uprisings. And, you know, I'm not an expert on the politics of Israel and Palestine, but it is also deeply unsurprising to me seeing what's happening in Palestine. Because everyone is acting, like some people are acting confused, and the instinct here, given the complexity, is to see things in terms of this is horrific, what's happened to Israel. But when you all examined colonization and decolonizing, what did you actually think that would look like? Like, for real, it is so interesting watching people comment on this. And it's like this visual struggle of respectability politics and the way that there should be a diplomatic solution. And when you are violently oppressed for that long, what do you think the uprising against your oppressors looks like? And I say this as a white person living in colonised Australia on stolen land. Like, some of you all need a bit of a reality check, I think. Because, like, what did you think was going to happen? What did you think breaking free of colonial oppressors' chains looked like? Anyway, can't stop thinking about it.
Honestly, I don't really know how big of balls you have to look at a situation in another country and think, hey, guess what, guys? We're just like you, and we should do that too, because we are just as oppressed as you. I don't know how you have that big of balls to see innocent people, whether on one side or the other, dying and thinking, this is decolonization, and this is what we as Black Americans should do. I don't know, because that's considerably big balls to sound that fucking stupid, knowing full well nothing's really going to change for you because you're sitting in America comfortably in a weirdly looking mattress while your hair has a lot of dirt in it, while other people who are not in America, who have no stake in whatever is going on, are dying. And it's not fair, and it's a little bit unfortunate, and it's a little bit inconsiderate of you and the like-minded individuals like you to make it about your fucking selves. I would think that's a little bit egotistical, and if I were going to end this video any way I possibly can, let this be another reminder why I and many like-minded individuals don't fuck with BLM or fuck with you weird Black activists, because you make everything about you when no one wants to hear from you, and then when it's time for you to actually be about the people, you're nowhere to be found. And if I'm going to be a little bit petty, you don't seem to care that much or want to decolonize the Black community when it comes time to talk about the subject of Black people doing the same shit white people do to Black people, because it's not the talking point you're here for. And Black lives only matter in certain instances that make you feel good. So with all that being said, fuck anyone who's going the route of thinking that they are the ones who are going to decolonize America, because it's been 400 years and all I got is Dave Chappelle, a Martin Luther King speech that y'all don't care about, random women trying to make it seem like they care about Black lives when they really don't, and pink sauce. So with all that being said, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. I would say be better, but when it comes to idiots like this, I just hope they burn. Goodbye.